Good morning, everybody. I was out here looking at my house garden, and I was like, oh, I really need to get in between things and do some weeding. It's probably been a good month since that's happened. And while I was out here, I was like, it dawned on me, you know, I was kind of stuck. I wasn't really sure if I lost my celery before or not, but then I was like, oh yeah, I do have celery. And then I thought, oh gosh, now would be perfect time because I have young parsley, young cilantro, and young celery all at the same time. They kind of look the same when they're very young, but I thought we would kind of go through a side-by-side comparison of those three different herbs in your garden, or vegetables. I guess celery is a vegetable. But this right here, we're going to look really close at it, is a parsley. Now it has 3 leaves, well, 3 sets, and then on each leaf there is sort of like a trifold, and then within that there's little scalloped edges. Why don't you just look at that real close. Now it will send up shoots like this, and that's pretty cool. Here's a little bit older, more mature parsley, and as you can see, it has the 3 different leaves, and then within each one is like a 3, and they're kind of even scalloped on top of the 3 in addition to the 3, and they do have a stalk. It does sort of seem like celery, and you can easily be confused by that, but I know for a fact this is parsley. Let's go to celery. Now here are 2 different types of celery. This is Tendercrisp celery. This is golden self-blanching celery. Again, you will see the 3 leaves, very typical. You'll see, this is a better one to look at, 3 sections within each of the 3. And then you'll see sort of like a little scalloping on the edges. Looks almost identical to parsley, but this is definitely not parsley. At the base, again, it sends shoots up, but it's really centralized. Let's see if I can show you that. See, it really wants to come off of one stalk, if you will, or one center base, and it has a really deep taproot. Look at the water droplets on the edge there. Now golden parsley is a little different. So it still has the 3 leaves. Within each leaf there's 3 leaves, or 3 sections, and then there's deep folds. I've noticed with this that the folds between are very deep. It just has a little different look to it. But again, it wants to come off of one center. So let's go back to the parsley and look at the center. Look, there's a real good example. See how it just wants to come off of the one center? Okay, let's go look at parsley. Okay, now we're back to the parsley, and look how it's different. It doesn't want to all come out of the center like the celery did. I mean, it does and it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's sending shoots out, and this will be its own part of the plant, and it can lose any section if you want to take, you know, for dinner. Or it's not all bunching up at the center quite like the celery was. I mean, this is new growth, yes, but it's not bunching quite like the celery was. Now let's come over here to cilantro. It's right next door. And this one is completely different in the leaf. It does have 3 leaves, essentially. Let's go here. 1, 2, 3. But the 2 side ones, they act more like a monoleaf. if that's the proper word for it. And then the one at the top has the 3 sections of leaf. And as you'll notice that on the cilantro, the little scalloping is very more jagged and shallow. So I think that if you were not able to take a pinch and bite, you were nervous to do that, say, you could definitely tell cilantro apart because it's more frilly, if you will. And then at the base, you know, each seed puts out a little thing, sort of like celery and parsley, but I don't know, the leaf is just so distinctive. And it's also a little bit softer of a leaf, if you will. Whereas over here in the parsley, it's a firm leaf. And I usually find that this parsley is deep green. This is more like a lime green on the cilantro. All right, let's go back to the celery one more time. Now the color of your celery will definitely depend on, you know, your nitrogen and your iron in the soil. All your plants will. But since I have the same soil with all 3 of these plants, I will say that celery is a little bit more lime green, like the cilantro, but again, the leaves are definitely different. Even with the Tendercrisp. Actually, this might be a little bit darker than the Self-Blanching Golden. But yeah, it's sort of between the hardness of a parsley leaf and not as soft as a cilantro leaf. But that might be hard to tell if you just only have one plant. But if all else fails, you can always just take a pinch of your plant and try tasting it. The leaves of the celery plant will definitely have that classic celery flavor. In cilantro, you'll either get that soap flavor or you'll get, you know, what you get in the Mexican restaurants a lot of the time, or Mexican cooking. With parsley, you'll recognize it by the parsley flavor as well. It's very popular in Italian cooking, and sometimes like Indian and all sorts of cooking. I don't even know why I try to give it one particular culture group over another, although, you know, I think it's probably most well known for Italian cooking. But here's again my mature plant. These leaves are pretty firm. You know, if you've ever cooked with them, they're not super stiff. Don't get me wrong. It's not like a broccoli leaf or something, or a waxy coating type of leaf. But it's definitely, it probably holds water better. So it's just more turgid, I think is the proper word. It holds more water. So you guys, I hope that was helpful. Maybe it wasn't, maybe you just got to do the taste test, but I hope that this was very helpful in seeing the 3 in all different stages. So you have a mature version, you have young versions, you have 2 different celeries, and you have cilantro, all in the same garden, growing at the same time. It can be easy. Don't feel bad if you got things confused. I've been doing this for a while and I got things confused. Just because, you know, my tags faded, and so I wasn't sure what everything was by the time it got planted. This one I was certain. Cilantro is, I don't know, to me that leaf is just undeniable. I know it anywhere. And if you touch the plant and smell your hands, you'll smell that cilantro smell. I'm not even sure how to describe it. And then this is the other one, only one I was really concerned. I was like, is this celery or is this parsley? So anyhow, I was pretty certain I didn't put celery anywhere else except for in those little 6-packs. So I'm pretty certain I got everything in the right place in the garden. All right, you guys. So now I have a challenge for you. I'm going to put all 3 different varieties, all 3 different plants up on the thumbnail, A, B, and C. You tell me which is which. Is it parsley? Is it cilantro? Or is it celery? Let me know in the comments below if you figure out which is A, which is B, and which is C. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next one.